I don't know why you haven't been walking up here already. I'm trying to fucking introduce you. I'm trying to host this fucking show, dog. Help me. All right, everybody, I want y'all to give him a round of applause. Mr. Doug James.
Woody Wood. This motherfucker. So this is not the first time I've done comedy, but I can still count on one hand the times I've tried it. And I'm honored to kick this off because Woody providing this platform for those of us who might like to crack jokes once in a while. It's pretty sweet, so thank you, Woody Wood. So, the topic, as y'all well know, is the first time you ever felt sexually attracted to another human being. Now, I'll start this off by saying I'm 52 years old, and on the 15th of this month, I was celebrating my 22nd wedding anniversary. Been with this woman for 24 years of my life. And it's been beautiful, but my experience before that point was just pretty much bullshit from the time it started to next to I finally met her. So, first time I felt attracted to one, I had to go all the way back to probably the time I was 12 or 13 years old, 8th grade. Up north, we call that junior high school. I think y'all call that shit middle school down here, and I still don't understand what the fucking difference is, but I was in junior high school. And, just because I'm trying to protect the innocent, and I don't want to tell anybody's real names, I'm going to tell you about the first girl I really had a crush on, but I'm not going to use her name. I'm going to refer to her as this bitch. Okay? And as it turned out, I had developed quite a little crush on this bitch. And telling my friends, everyone, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to call this bitch up and ask her that dance that's coming up next month. And they're like, you should do that shit. You should do that shit. You know what? What you got to lose? I'm like, you know what? You're right. And after much deliberation, I called this bitch. I got this bitch on the phone, and I said, do you think you might want to possibly go with me to this dance that's coming up? And this bitch said yes. And I was on top of the world. Let me tell you something, because this bitch is cute. This bitch would be nice to me and would be talk to me when everybody else would ignore me. And so I was like, oh man, I think this bitch really likes me. This is gonna be great. And I was making plans, baby. I was making plans. I was gonna get in a limo. I was gonna take this bitch to a nice restaurant. I was gonna take this bitch to the dance and show this bitch the best night she ever fucking had in her little 12-year-old life. I was on top of the world. Let me tell you something. And about a few days later, we go to school and we get to one of the classes in early in the morning, and me and this bitch had together. And I'm on top of the world. And I come in, I'm sitting down, and this bitch had a friend. And again, I'm trying to protect the innocent, so I'm not going to tell you her name, but I'm just going to refer to her as that bitch. And I'm sitting there minding my own business, and that bitch comes walking up to me in front of the whole class. Walks right up to me. She's like, you know what? This bitch told me to come over here and talk to you so I could tell you that this bitch don't want to go to the motherfucking dance with you. This bitch wants to go with somebody else, and this bitch only said yes to you because she felt sorry for you because you are such a fucking nerd. Aww. I was devastated. It was the worst moment of my little 12-year-old life. I thought I was going to die. And I looked over at this bitch who just had her little head down in her little desk and didn't really, didn't even look at that. And that was my first experience having, sexual feelings for another person. And that is the moment, unbelievably, that is the moment I knew firsthand that I was going to be heterosexual for the rest of my life. I was doomed to the life of a heterosexual straight male. Because at that moment of supreme pain and supreme torture, I looked that bitch right in her eyes and said, so what you doing for the dance? That's all I got. I love y'all. Thank you, Woody.
That's all you need.
Nice.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. This motherfucker, I used to write poetry, and I would write real obscure prose shit, and then you'd have that that really strong line at the end. So that was a good premise, and I knew what was coming, and it was still fucking funny. So that was awesome.